can hear me loud.
Yeah, I can hear you loud and clear.
All right, fantastic. So I'm going to bring up my screen so that we can start immediately. Okay, so if you are just joining us, welcome to today's masterclass. It promises to be an exciting session where we'll get to understand everything that you need to know to land a tech job anywhere across the world. Okay, and today I promise is going to be a fantastic session. It's going to be a bomb session. So feel free. The best thing you can do at this moment is to get your paper and pen and listen to me while we go on this exact journey together. All right? Benga, please confirm that you can see my screen.
Yeah, I can see your screen.
Okay, fantastic. All right, so I'm going to just give me a couple of moments. Okay, if you are just joining us, welcome to today's edition of our masterclass. And it promises to be an exciting session where we'll get to share everything that you need to know regarding transitioning into the tech ecosystem. I'm going to be here. I'll be your pilot for tonight, okay? And I am Chukwemeka. In a couple of minutes, my slide is going to be up and we are going to dive right into everything that we need to know. But before we get started, I would love to know you and also know where you are joining us from. Okay, I would love to know you and where you are joining us from. So you can just put in the chat box your name and the location of where you are joining us from. And we are just going to understand the demography of everyone on this call so that you can also help us tailor things that we need to discuss and make it possible for you to get something out of this session. Okay, just in a couple of minutes, just put your name and where you are joining us from so that we'll get to know everyone that is on this call. Like I said, I am Chukwemeka and I'm currently joining from Lagos, Nigeria. You can put your name and where you are also joining us from. I can't see anything yet. Can anyone hear me? Can't see anything in the chat box. Can anyone hear me, please? I would love to know you and where you are joining us from. So please put it in the chat box so that we'll get to interact. Today is going to be an interactive session, right? Because we are going to be discussing or trying to understand everything that you need to know. Okay, Sharon, your hand is already raised. Just put it in the chat box, all right? And if you have a question, just put it down on the paper and we are going to also pick it up from there fully. Okay. I can't see any activity in the chat box yet. Guys, are we all here? Or are we just on the call to listen and not interact? Okay, I can see more than close to 60 people on the call. A lot of hands are raised. Why? A lot of hands are raised. Yeah, I'm not asking you to raise your hand, okay? Just put it in the chat box, your name and where you are joining us from, and we are going to interact. Okay, chat box just got enabled. Oh, sorry about that. Hi, okay, fantastic is up now. Fantastic. Okay, I can see a lot of chats. I have Abigail from Ghana. I have Mary from UK. I have Araba from UK, NF from Nigeria, Prince from US. I have Ife from UK, Priska from US, White Sea from Zaria, Angelo from Abuja, that should be Nigeria, Dakolo from UK, Samuel from Nigeria, Elizabeth from Nigeria, Kemi from London, Emmanuel from Nigeria, Obi from Boston. Fantastic. I have Funlola from US, Benson from UK, Emmanuel from Lagos, Adeyemi from Nigeria, Chino from US, Izzy from Canada, Oyirichi from Canada, and of course, Wisdom from Enugu, Helen from Canada. Fantastic. Just keep it coming, guys. So if you're just joining us, we're just introducing ourselves and getting to know each other, because this is the beauty of sessions like this. You get to interact with people across the globe. You're interacting with someone in Nigeria, interacting with people in UK, people in US, people in Canada, people in Ghana, people across any country you can take up. That's why I decided to use this picture for my slide to show that anywhere you are, you can easily key into the tech ecosystem, whether you're in Africa, whether you're in South America, whether you're in North America, whether you are in Asia, you can easily key into the tech ecosystem, because that is a universal language that we speak. If you're using Power BI, if you're using Excel, if you're using SQL, whether you are in Canada or whether you are in Ghana or South Africa, it is the same language. It is the same code that you're going to be writing. Fantastic. Okay. I also love to know if today is the first time that you are joining any of our session. If today is your first time on any of our session, just put in a one, just type a one in the chat box so that I'll also know the level that I'm going to go tonight. If you've been in any of our session before now, can type in any number as it pleases you. Fantastic. I can see a couple of ones. It means that I have a lot of people that today is their first time of being on this call. And if today is your first time, there is one important thing that I always do in any of my session, and it is to ask you to put down anything you want to take out from this session. Okay, just put it in the chat box. What do you want to take out from this session? So that I'll be sure that before we are done with the entire session, we will definitely scratch that exact area of what you want to take out from. Okay, just in one sentence, just put in the chat box what you as Alice, you as Balogun, you as Chino, you as Kemi, you as Ademi, as Priska, as Chukunedum, as Wisdom, detectors is here, as detectors as well. So please, no matter who you are, just put in the chat box what you want to take out from this session so that I'll make sure that we tailor it down to that exact domain. We speak with respect to that exact thing that you want to take out and make sure that you get started fully in tech. Okay, I can see Whitey. Whitey mentioned getting into tech as a novice. Getting into tech as a novice. Okay, hi, Amaka. Kindly unmute, please. Amaka, I believe everyone can hear me. So, guys, please, Benga, please confirm that you can hear me. Hi, Benga, please confirm that you can hear me. Getting into tech. Okay, we can hear you. Fantastic. Okay. Someone mentioned getting into tech as a novice. That's from YT. Ademidun had to strategize to get a sponsored tech role in the UK as a newbie. Fantastic, Ademidun. Getting into tech as a newbie, Sam, and getting familiar with trending tech fields and how to get a remote job. Fantastic, Ene. Okay, I'm a statistics graduate. What else do I need to get into tech? Fantastic. So I'm happy that we all have things that we want to take out from this exact session. And I'll be sure to make sure that we scratch that exact area before we are done with it tonight. So, but who are we? Who is organizing this exact session to make sure that you learn all these things? We are Tenalytics, and it's the leading educational technology company based in Canada. And we are focused on providing training for the Black community to help you get into the tech ecosystem, right? So what we do is to break down the entry barrier into the tech community and help people across the globe to be able to get into the tech field. And we have over 4 years experience in building these exact individuals who've been playing this for the last couple of years. And we've helped more than 2,000 people with no initial technical background transition from our classroom into landing their first jobs in UK, US, Canada, Europe, Africa, and of course, Asia. And that simply means every continent across the globe. And if you joined the call earlier, you notice that we have individuals joining from multiple countries, a lot of countries, different areas, and that is the beauty of technology, right? So we bring tailored sessions, we bring in premium services that help you learn with case study-based experience in the areas like data analytics and business analysis, data engineering, data science, financial analytics, HR analytics, agile project management, which is Scrum Master, cybersecurity, and of course, AI engineering. And we'll have a couple of instructors coming in from amazing leading global companies like McKinsey, Amazon. And we also have our students work in these fantastic companies. And how have we been able to achieve this? Is by lowering the entry barrier into tech, letting people learn tech using the case study-based model so that they can easily have a wealth of experience that they will get from project-based learning. And this is what we have been doing for the last couple of years to help everyone to transition into the tech ecosystem. And what are we going to be doing tonight? So tonight, first, we are going to be talking about everything you need to know about tech. Everything you need to know for you to be able to land this exact role into tech. And number two, we're talking about you understanding the in-demand tech career that will land you a job faster. Okay, because there's one thing for a technical career, for a job to be in demand, is another thing for you to be able to transition to that exact domain faster. So we are going to walk you through all these exact areas, and please walk with me. Then number 3 is we'll also talk to you about our upcoming cohort that is starting next week Saturday, and that is 3rd August 2024. We also talk to you about our success stories, and I also have a beautiful discount for you by virtue of you being on this course. So please walk with me, and you are definitely going to get everything that you need to know. Before we dive right into the session, please ensure that you fill the attendance, because it's very, very important for you. That exact attendance is what's going to qualify you to receive the recording of this exact session and also receive the slide that we are going to be using tonight. So once you fill the attendance, first thing tomorrow morning, you should be getting the slide, or if you finish tonight, maybe later tonight, you'll get the slide in your email. You also get the recording of this session. So please ensure that you fill the attendance form. So who am I? Who am I, the person that is speaking to you? Like I mentioned, I am Chukwu Emeka Ekpa, and I'm a technology consultant with close to a decade of experience in governance, risk and compliance, and of course, consulting. And presently, I am the CEO of Tenalytics, and I've helped close to 870 people with no prior technical background transition into the tech ecosystem and land their first job. My experience, first of all, I started in the banking sector as a governance, risk and compliance person. Then I've transitioned into the tech ecosystem as head of control. I've also worked in the fintech industry as a data analyst, and I've also played a couple of roles in the hospitality industry. So I've worked across multiple sectors like the financial services, capital markets, hospitality sector, and of course, presently, I am in the educational technology firm. Can connect with me across Twitter as Emeka_highest, on Instagram as Ikpa_Chuks, and of course, on LinkedIn. And we are going to dive right into what we want to do tonight. You know, many a times when sessions like this come up, there's always a misconception that, is this real? Right? That is why I've decided to first of all bring up the success stories of our past students. What were they able to achieve in the past? So we have people like Abigail. Abigail transitioned from being a care worker in Canada and became a business analyst after training with us. And the beauty of this is that if you watch Abigail's success story, you are going to hear that it is not something that was easy for her, okay? But she was able to move from being a care worker into becoming a business analyst. And you agree with me also that most of the times when we travel out, it's easier for us to land all the non-technical areas in construction, in manufacturing, in care, but we have people that have been able to move into pure career paths like business analysis. And if Abigail, if she was able to achieve it, you also will be able to do it. We also have Toyin. So Toyin, she is a pharmacist by profession, but she rose up and said, I need to be able to also benefit from the tech ecosystem. And after she finished training with us, she transitioned to become a benefit analyst. And presently, she's working with NHS in UK, and that is a full sponsored role. So someone mentioned at the beginning that she would love to know how to land all these full sponsored roles. So these are the technical parts that you can take for you to be able to land the exact role that you are looking for. And of course, Tony was able to land this exact job 1 month after training with us. Then I also have Anointing Steven, that is formerly a customer service rep. So Anointing was able to also transition into becoming a data analyst in UK after joining our data analytics program. And currently, he got another job also in Scotland. So you can see the beauty of the transitioning is not streamlined to people that is in one exact domain. So Anointing is coming from customer service background. Tony is coming from pharmacist background. Abigail is coming from a care worker background. So these are people with different career paths in the past, but they were able to transition into becoming amazing people. So before the session is over, I will definitely play one video of any of them. Okay. And also have Nathaniel. Nathaniel was also able to transition and get a data scientist role with the largest private research master company in Spain after he finished training with us. And someone also mentioned that they want to be able to know how to land remote jobs. We have people like Abdrashid. Abdrashid used to stay, I think, in Ekiti, and then he landed a role with a data scientist role with Char 420 in US, and he moved to the capital city of Nigeria, which is Abuja, and is currently based there and working for this exact company. So we have multiple success stories of people that have been able to do this amazing thing in the past. And of course, I'm going to walk you through my own journey. Okay, so walk with me. This is me when I started my own journey in life. My first degree, I studied civil engineering. Fantastic course, amazing course. So this is me. I used to live in the forest. We are trying to build a dam as at then. So I was fully doing things that I wanted to do as at then. Okay, so as a civil engineer, at a point in my life, I asked myself whether this is what I want to be doing every single time, Monday to Sunday. We are on site, we are either digging this, we are constructing this, or we are doing that. Look at my skin. I can't even believe that this is me when I saw my friend sent me this old picture of myself. Okay, so this is me. And what happened is that I started civil engineering my first degree, and we have a couple of other people that have transitioned that also studied a different course that is not related to what they are currently doing. And after that, I said, no, I need to move up. I need to be able to do something that is different for myself. I started studying, I started taking a couple of courses, and then I entered into the banking industry as a GRC expert. And right there, I was also able to join a session like this. So the truth is, I transitioned with Tenalytics. My journey actually started off with Tenalytics after I took a data analyst masterclass. After I joined the session, I was able to change my own path. And if I was able to do this, you also will be able to do it. And that should be way back, like a couple of more than 4 years ago. I should be the first set in analytics then that took the data analytics course, and I was able to transition my own path. So if you look at all this picture, it's going to tell you a story that this journey, it is possible. Okay, so I decided to bring this in so that I speak to you from my own experience as well. And this is also me on the last side as a tech person, fully remote at the moment. I work from the comfort of my home. I work for any company across the globe as it deems fit for me. So I'll ask you a beautiful question right now. Who would you love to be? Do you want to be the first guy here? Do you want to be the middle guy that on Monday to Friday, I was fully kitted up going to the office? I had a beautiful office then. And now I just work from the comfort of my house. So who would you rather be? The person that I used to live in the forest. I'm not saying that civil engineering is a bad career, okay? But is that what you want to do for yourself? So it's down to what you want to do personally for yourself. Myself, I studied civil engineering, amazing career, amazing job. I got a great job then, but then I didn't want to do it because I didn't want to live on site. I didn't want to go to office Monday. I didn't want to go to construction sites Monday to Sunday, working morning to night, and then you get home, your skin is burnt, you are tired from the strenuous job and all. So this is also me in the middle, going to office Monday to Friday, fully kitted as a banker. Then it used to be a strong, oh, I'm a banker. It used to be very fancy for me. But at a point also, I asked myself, is this what I want to do forever with my life? And then on the third picture, you also see me working from the comfort of my home and doing what I love to do. So you personally, I'm asking you this question. Who would you rather be? The first person, the second person, or the third person? So that I understand the people that I have on this. Okay, I see Pretty Damsel. Pretty Damsel said the third picture. Afi said, work from the comfort of my home. Fantastic. Okay. I think that's the two people that have responded. Fantastic. So if you are still hearing me, please just confirm who would you rather be? The first person, the second person, or the third person? Okay, Kelly said the third picture. Gilliam said the third picture. Ade said the three. Chino third. Lady Mam Araba third. Everyone is picking the third. And remember, it was not an easy journey. All right. My own specific journey wasn't an easy journey because in the banking sector, while I was undergoing my own training with analytics, it was stressful, right? That was the point I was even trying to also get my MBA. I didn't sleep because I wanted to get to the point of this exact third picture. I wanted to be able to work from the comfort of my home for any company that I want to and be able to get paid in any currency I want to get paid with. And also the beauty of it is that anything that you get technical wise is the same thing across the globe, right? Anything you learn in Nigeria relating to the technical ecosystem is the same thing in UK, same thing in Canada. Excel in Nigeria is same thing as Excel in France. The only difference you might see is the language. The language with respect to the Excel might be in French, but the one you're using here will be in English. But the technical skills that you need is the same thing. And if you want to be able to get that exact job offer, there are two skills that you need to acquire. There are two basic skills that you need to acquire if you want to land that exact job offer. Remember, like I mentioned, for me to move from being a civil engineer to becoming a banker and then being in the tech ecosystem, it wasn't an easy journey. All right. I was able to match the technical skills and the employability skills for me to land this exact job offer that I'm currently in at the moment. So if you want a shortcut, this may not be the exact place for you. But if you want to build yourself, if you want to build that exact value so that recruiters will give you that exact job offer, then this is the exact place for you to be. And the first thing you need to be able to have is technical skills. You need to be able to have the technical skills and then have the employability skills to land the job offer. And what is exactly this technical skill that I've been mentioning all this while? So technical skills boils down to how you use, can you make use of the tools that is requisite for the job that you are going for? You want a data analyst role, can you use Excel? Can you use Power BI? Can you use SQL? Can you use Tableau? Because these are the first four tools you need to be able to master for you to comfortably speak that you are a data analyst. I met a friend of mine. So the guy told me, I'm a data analyst. So I asked him, okay, what tools do you use? And he said he just analyzes systems and be able to recommend the system for repairs, right? And that is a fantastic way to put it, right? So what he does at the moment is to analyze the system in the company. He's just a technical guy with respect to maintenance guy, right? System maintenance guy. But he prides himself as a data analyst. And that's someone that's been able to identify the transferable skills in his present job and be able to attach it to what a data analyst does. He don't know how to use Excel. He doesn't know how to use Power BI or Tableau and so on and so forth. He's just an IT maintenance guy. And he says, I am a data analyst because what do? I bring the system of everyone in the company. I look at the system, analyze it, and say, okay, this one is having issues. This one, the RAM is slow. This one, the space is filled. And I profile solutions to it. And that is one way to also be able to bring in your initial transferable skills into the present place that you want to be. So at the moment, he is taking a course with us, a data analytical course, and his CV is fully packed with experience that he's transferred from his old job into this exact domain that he's trying to move into. And this is also things that we teach you when it comes to employability skills. Because it's one thing to have the SQL skill, it's another thing for you to be able to know how to put it in your CV, know how to present your CV to pass the ATS system, know how to speak during interviews in the SIT or STAR framework, and be able to answer situation-based questions. So one thing I want you to take out from this exact session tonight is that for you to be able to land that exact job offer, you need to have two things. Number one is technical skill, and number two is the employability skill. Okay, so if you have pen and paper, make sure that you are putting it down. Number one, you need the technical skills, and number two, you need the employability skill. Like I've mentioned before, the tech ecosystem, for you to be able to land that job you're looking for, you need to be competent. Okay, you need to be very, very competent with respect to the tools that you need to do. And you will have this acronym that will make use of, and that is COC. What does it stand for? COC. It simply means competence over credential. Okay, COC, competence over credential. And this is what recruiters has placed value over in the last couple of years. Okay, so I'm going to also paint a picture for everyone on the call. You want to buy or you want to repair your car. Let's assume your car had an issue and you want to repair it. You've gone to the first mechanic workshop. You've seen a couple of cars that exact engineer was able to repair, and they are now movable. Okay, and you've gone over to the other mechanic workshop, and that exact engineer there do not have any evidence of the mechanical jobs that he's done. He's just telling you, oh, I'm a graduate from Harvard and I have certification from mechanical engineering. Who are you going to give your car to repair? Okay, so I want to also see the interaction. You have two people and you want to repair your car. One is someone that have repaired several cars and has evidence of the cars he repaired in his mechanic workshop. The other person is someone that is telling you, oh, Chukwemeka, I have a degree from Harvard as a mechanical engineer. I also have MSc in mechanical engineering. Who are you going to give your car to repair for you? I want to hear it. I want to see it from all of us. So put it in the chat box so that I'll be sure that you are here with me. Okay, NS said, someone with proof. Fantastic. Someone with proof. NS said, someone with proof. So NS wouldn't care whether the other person's degree is from Harvard or whether it's from Cambridge. He's going to give it to someone with proof. Aziz also mentioned the first guy. I believe the first guy is someone with the proof. And okay, the person with years of experience and could show for it. Fantastic. Danny said, good review. Detectors said, first option. This name is still amazing, Detectors. I think I'll adopt that as a nickname. Okay. And then iPhone said, someone who has repaired cars before. Kelly said, the first person. Gillian said, the one with proof. Ademi said, the guy that has a workshop. Fantastic. So why is it that when you want to transition, you are looking for where to get certification? Are you seeing where the problem is? You want to transition into the technical field and you are going to where you just get the certification instead of where you get the knowledge, the skill, and also have proof of what you've done. Okay, like I mentioned, I did a little job at search on LinkedIn, a data analyst role in UK, and you can see this exact role, insight analyst in London, United Kingdom, is fully remote. They must have for this exact role just what you will mean. First is experience working with large volume of data in commercial environments. Number two is proficiency in Power BI for data visualization. Three, hands-on experience with SQL. Four is excellent problem solving, strong communication and collaboration skills, ability to thrive in a fast-paced, dynamic environment, experience with Azure, and then the last thing there is bachelor's degree in computer science. And trust me, this last thing there is the least thing that they are going to consider. I've worked with a CTO before. The CTO of that exact company doesn't have a degree. It was really a fantastic experience for me because then I was coming from the aspect, oh, I had MBA. But this exact CTO, he doesn't have a first degree. So that was at the moment that my eye cleared that the tech ecosystem has fully shifted to skill-based hiring, which means if you have the skill, if you have the competence to show that exact skill, you will definitely get the job over someone that do not have the skill and just parading a piece of paper. And another thing that recruiters have also noticed is that because they know that certifications can be gotten anywhere, they also know that anyone can help you get a certification. If you're active on LinkedIn, you may have met a couple of people, I don't want to mention the country, that will come to your DM and say, oh, Chukwemeka, do you want to write CISA, that's certification in system audits? Do you want to write this one? Do you want to write so courses? And they'll just tell you that we are going to do this for you. You just have to register, okay? And truly, if they are coming to me, that means they must have even entered some recruiters' DM to also propose the same thing. So it comes down to one thing: recruiters know what is going on. And how have they been able to tackle that exact challenge? Is by placing value over credentials, right? So they've decided it is at this moment that we are going to go for competence rather than credentials. And number two way for you to be able to transition is simply have evidence of your skills. Okay, like we all mentioned, I played a little scenario in our heads. You want to repair your car, the person with a mechanic workshop and the person with a Harvard degree, and you all decided that it is the person with the mechanic workshop. Now, I want you to think this very well. Someone has a Harvard degree, and we all on this course selected the person that has a mechanic workshop. This should tell you everything that you need to know with respect to transitioning. Okay? I mean, all of us, I believe that most of us here, we also went to the university. You may have met people that studied mechanical engineering in school, and I don't know how many of you that know if they repair cars or if they do anything relating to mechanical engineering at the moment. If my car has an issue at the moment, I know the guy I'm taking it to is not my people I was engineering school with. No, I'm taking it to my guy in in all these places. And that is what is also applicable in these other areas of hiring. Okay, so this is a guy, he's calling the recruiter and he's saying, oh, I have a very particular set of skills. You need to hire me. Okay, but what recruiters value the most is people that can demonstrate the ability to solve these problems. Okay, what have you done in the past? You need to show workings. There's a popular term we use, show workings, right? So this is also applicable when you are looking for jobs. It is very, very, very crucial that you are able to show workings of your previous skills. Even if you've not worked in the real life scenario, you need to show evidence of project-based learnings that you have done. And that is where Tenalytics is fully available for you. Okay, because we also play in the consulting phase. We get contractual roles from companies. That exact data, we codify it. And while we are working for the client, our student is also working for the client. And what it simply means is that you are a consultant in the tech ecosystem. You are consulting for Tenalytics. And that is things that you are going to put in your exact portfolios. So this is someone that is calling the recruiter and is saying, oh, I have a particular set of skills that you're looking for. I have knowledge of SQL. I have knowledge of Python. I have knowledge of this. I have knowledge of that. And this is another person telling the recruiter, this is my portfolio. Okay, this is my own evidence of work that I have done. So the same scenario, remember we mentioned someone that has a Harvard degree and someone that has mechanical workshop experience and can show evidence of things they've done. This is how someone wants to also get a job. Someone is talking to recruiter, oh, I have degree from Harvard. I did my MSc from University of Bradford. I'm also in big data ecosystem. I'm trying to, dive deeper into the data world. And someone is now telling the recruiter, oh, Mr. Chukwuemeka, this is my own portfolio. This is what I've been able to do in the last couple of years. Please click on it and you are going to see my exact things that I have done. Who do you think the recruiter is going to go for? Your guess is as good as mine. Is that same person with portfolio evidence? And that is where the tech ecosystem is fully tilted to. All right. So if you are here and you are trying to transition, first thing, you need to remove the mindset of, I need to get a certificate for this and pursue, number one, the skill, number two, the experience, and number three, evidence of what you've done, which is building your exact portfolio. So I'm just going to show us one portfolio of our past students. So this is someone that finished her own training with us, and this is a data analysis portfolio that she was able to come up with. So just work with me also. She has a portfolio showing what she did for Deep Care Hospital. And if you click on it to see what she did, if you click here, you are going to see the evidence of what she did for Deep Care using Tableau. So if the recruiter is trying to get someone that has Tableau skills, definitely this exact applicant has evidence to show for it. But if another person came for that exact role as well, and the person is saying, oh, hi recruiter, I have experience in this exact field, I can use Tableau, but there is no portfolio to show work that they have done, the person is going to lose out to Victoria that has a portfolio. And another thing that you would definitely face in any technical hiring is assessments, competence assessments, technical assessments. So once you've scaled that initial interview stage with possibly the HR analyst or the HR manager, you are going to meet the line manager that you're going to report to. And at that point, what is expected of you is to show workings. So it's no more a case of speaking English, it's no more a case of selling yourself. At that point, you need to sell yourself technical wise. So Victoria was able to analyze the ER hospital analysis, and she was able to come up with all these and also a recommendation for the hospital on things that they need to do to improve their services. So if you are a recruiter and you're trying to hire someone, definitely you are going to be looking towards Victoria's side. Okay, so moving on, you also see that she has other evidence in other area that she has also worked in. So this first one is evidence in the health sector. Second one, Redox airline flight analysis on Excel. So if you also click on it, you see the analysis that she did for Redox airline, and that is evidence of work done in the aviation industry. So count it with me. First one, health sector. Second one, aviation sector. That's 2. The third one, she has evidence of job done for Express Tech food delivery, which is supply chain industry. So she has comfortably worked for 3 different sectors of the economy. She worked in the health sector. She has worked in the aviation industry. She can show evidence of something she did for the supply chain sector. That is 3 solid sectors of the economy that she has impact in. So if this loads, you're also going to see what she did using Tableau for that exact supply chain industry. For the want of time, please ensure that you fill the attendance form so that you are going to get this slide. You can go through all the portfolios because I'm going to attach it there for you to be able to see people that you are competing with. So I believe that if you go for interview and Victoria comes for that exact interview, your guess is as good as mine. I don't want to say it so that you will not say I don't have respect. I will not say it. But if you go for interview and Victoria also comes for that exact interview, you already know who the recruiter is going to be looking out for. Is it you that possibly has a degree and you're also maybe pursuing an MSc University of Bradford in information security, or you're pursuing it in data analysis or data science, as the case may be? And then there's Victoria that just had her first degree, but she can show evidence of something she's done in the health sector, in the aviation industry, in the supply chain ecosystem, in FMCG, because this is a Power BI work that she did for Nestle with respect to their product analysis. So she has worked in the FMCG industry, the Zenith Electronics, which has to do with the technology ecosystem. And this is 6 solid sectors of the economy, rather 5 solid sectors of the economy, 1 in the health sector, the other one in the aviation industry, the third one in supply chain ecosystem, the 4th in FMCG, and the 5th one in the technology industry. Now, be honest to yourself. If you see someone with experience like this, are you going to hire yourself or are you going to hire Victoria? So I want to see someone that is going to say that he or she will hire themselves. Okay? I want to see someone that is going to say, I will hire myself. Please, was she volunteering for all this portfolio? Afeez, fantastic. Okay, so Afeez, remember I mentioned that by virtue of you training with us, you are going to be working on several data sets, because we also play in the consulting ecosystem. We get contractual roles from companies. What we do is we codify this data and also give to our students to work with. Okay, and that's to protect ourselves from data privacy issues, right? But you already have experience in that exact ecosystem. For example, this Zenith Electronics might be a contractual job that we got to do for a company that's into technology supply, maybe Samsung, as the case may be. But you will not see Samsung. You're going to see Zenith Electronics. And what it simply means is that she has comfortably worked in that exact industry. She has been able to bring out value that she's proposing for her new employer. Oh, hi, HR, I've been able to play in this exact industry, in the health industry. I've been in the supply chain industry. I've been in the aviation industry. And all this is why I was consulting with analytics. So I'm still going to explain more on this. Just stay with me and make sure that you listen attentively. Okay. I can see a couple of people. Kelly said that she will hire Victoria. Sam said, I will hire Victoria. Banky said Victoria. Sam said, I'll hire Victoria. Fantastic. It means that I have honest people on the call tonight. There's been an instance where someone said, I'll hire myself. So at that point, I didn't even know what to say. But the point I'm trying to make right now is this. The tech ecosystem is always competence over credential. Even if it's you that has that exact company and you are hiring, trust me, you are going to hire Victoria also because she has evidence to show workings of what she's done in the past. So make sure that you are able to build this evidence to show workings of what you've done in the past. Like I mentioned, please fill the attendance form so that you get access to this and also see some of these other portfolio of a business analyst, financial analyst, data science engineer, and HR analyst as the case may be, and see people that you are competing with. Once you've been able to see this, next step for you is to take that exact step to be like them and be above them. Because there are people, thousands of people that you are competing with that have these exact portfolios. The last one with respect to transition is patience and tenacity. Okay, so this is also a research work that you will get once you get this slide. You are going to see that the average job seeker takes around 122 days to secure a job offer, and that is roughly 4 months. All right, but if you saw the initial success stories that I gave you, you are going to see that we have students that got job after 1 month of training with us. And that means they are high flyers. And these are people that you will be competing against. Okay, these are people on daily basics you'll be competing against. And we're also going to walk you through how are you going to do all these exact applications, right? What is the processes you need to do? How do you need to, pimp your CV for it to be able to scale the ATS system, right? And also the number 2 is saying the average job application process is 28 days long from application to offer, right? So from the point of you applying for that job and getting it, there are almost 1 month interval before you can be able to land this, which means our students that have heard their success stories started applying for jobs while they are training with us. And this is one thing that we always preach to everyone. Once you start training, first week, second week, you're already doing your consistency posts. You're already posting on social media and recruiters are already seeing that you are trying to transition. And that is what we want of you. Remember, you have to be patient and you have to be tenacious for you to also be able to transition to this exact industry, right? You need to be patient, you need to be ambitious for you to be tenacious rather, for you to be able to transition. And then the average job seeker spends 6.5 hours per week job hunting, and that means he's making 16 applications per week. This is just the average. You that wants to be above the average, it simply means you need to apply every single day. Okay, you need to apply every single day. So I'm not going to go through all this, but make sure that you fill the attendance form so that you can have access to all this data so that you will be able to, on your own, also be able to go through this one after the other. And what are we doing to make sure that we also support you? Now, we have a tailored approach for our top applicants. Remember, I mentioned we help people to also land their exact jobs. And what this means is that if we notice that you are consistently applying to jobs, we are also available to help you out. And that means you are going to secure a 1 month tailored job application from our recruitment expert to work with you one-on-one, help you work on your CV, and make sure that you land that exact first interview. But you need to be able to be amongst these people that are constantly applying. We track these things. We have a lot of students. We provided a platform for them to be able to upload the jobs that they have applied to. And we call it the job, Tenalysis Job Application Tracker, So every week we come there, we look at, okay, Chukwemeka applied to 10 jobs, Prince applied to 20, this guy applied to 30. Once we look at it, we pick the top applicants from each program and we work with them one-on-one till they land that exact job interview. Okay, so all these, they are things that we've put into place to make sure that you get the exact job you are looking for. But remember, we pick the top applicants, which means you have to do the job. It's not a matter of you just join and it's okay, please pick me, pick me, pick me. No, you have to do the job. When we've seen that you are constantly applying, we will now work with you one-on-one until you land that exact job. I don't know if that makes sense to everyone. So what exactly is the best tech career pathway that will lead you to landing your job the fastest? Remember, I mentioned there are several career pathways that exist in the tech industry, but which one is going to give you the job fastest? And the one that is also going to ensure that you remain relevant in the job market in the coming years. Okay, the time I transitioned to banking, trust me, banking was the best after Arsenal Football Club. Let me use that. So banking was the best after sliced bread. Then it was just okay. We need to wear suit and tie, get kitted up, go to the bank and work. But at the point, it became not the most trendy thing anymore, not relevant anymore. So we also help you understand the job that's going to be relevant in the coming years and make sure that you fit in properly. And how do we do this? At the end of each year, we look at the World Economic Forum reports, the future of jobs, okay? The future of jobs report for 2024 from World Economic Reports. And from there, we select the jobs that are going to be in high demand, okay? The number one is AI and machine learning specialists. So you also agree with me that in today's world, if you are doing anything and there is no integration of AI into it, you are already on a different path on your own, or is your case, right? So everyone already understands that AI is here to stay. Now, how do you make sure that you remain relevant? You need to learn things that are relevant to AI. So this AI and machine learning specialist speaks to data scientists, okay? It speaks to data scientists. But also remember, AI is available for all the other courses, which means if you are a data analyst, if you're a data engineer, if you're a business analyst, how do you also leverage AI to perform those exact functions? These are things that we will make sure that we walk you through, okay? So just take note of the jobs that I have highlighted in red color. You have the number 2, your business intelligence analyst. These are jobs that are going to be in high demand. Business intelligence analysts. These are people that bring out intelligence from data. And that's where you're talking about your data analysts, your BI analysts, and so on and so forth. Okay. You also have your information security analyst. So information security analyst speaks to people that play in the cyber security phase. Okay. You are trying to protect data. You are working in the GRC space. You are trying to work as an incident defender, and so on and so forth. It's all under this information security analyst. And because most companies are generating tons of data at the moment, there is an increase in the demand for people that will protect this exact data. And that's where the information security analysts come in to make sure that all the data that companies are churning out is protected. Then you also have your data analysts and scientists. These are people that make sense of your data, people that tell you what happened, why it happened, and what is going to happen if you continue on that exact path. So just be taking notes, and by now, you should be making sense of where you want to be in, okay? You also see the big data specialists. That's the people that also play in the aspect of data analysis. Then you see the data engineers, database architects, also people that work behind the scene to build all the architecture, connect different parts, make sure that they are able to scrape data from online, connect it to your data and to your notebook, and transform it and then load to your database, maybe Postgres or other databases that exist. Then you also have your process automation specialists, right? So these are people that make sure that all the process mappings in the company is top-notch, is streamlined to improve the revenue of the business. So I'm going to still explain each of the courses individually to make sure that you understand what each of them entails. If you look at the right-hand side, we are going to see jobs that are going to decline. Okay, we are going to see jobs that are going to decline. Okay, I think my system just went off right now. Please, 1 second. Okay, I hope we are all still following me till this very moment. If you are still with me till right now, please make sure that you are still writing down everything that you need to know. Okay, so this is it. So the process automation specialist, basically people that process map, they write out all the touch points that exist in the customer journey, and they make sure that company optimizes that exact processes to bring out the best in them. Okay, like I was mentioning, on the right-hand side, you are going to see jobs that are going to decline. And if you look in between, you are going to see the product managers. You are going to see the product managers. So who would have thought that product managers, their job is going to be threatened? Okay, so who have thought that their job is going to be threatened? And that's because of the advancement of AI. Right? Most things that they are doing is something that are now being automated, that businesses have learned how do we automate this exact process, and they easily use AI to make sense of it. Please confirm that you can hear me, please. Hi, Bringer. I think there's a chat saying that he or she cannot hear me. Please confirm that they can.
Hi, I can hear you, Chukwemeka.
All right, fantastic. Okay, so please, if you can't hear me, just log out and join back, and make sure that you click the microphone icon while you are joining back. So the product manager's job is going to decline because of the advancement of AI, one, and because of the advancement of Agile. So if you look at this other side, you're going to see that project managers is going to grow. It's part of job that's going to be in high demand. And that's because companies have learned that we need to work iteratively. We need to push things to sprint differently. We do not need to build everything once and push it together. And that is where Agile, Scrum, Kanban, Lean principles, where they come in. And that is why project managers is going to be in high demand and the other guys are going to decline. So you also have the financial analysts, the people that make sense of your data, make sense of your financial data. Because most companies, they are in business to make money. They're in business to make profits, right? Someone needs to be able to review their accounting data, review their financial data rather, and tell them, if we continue on this exact path, our CapEx, our OpEx is too much. That's capital expenditure and operational expenditure. It is too much, which means we need to cut down on this expense. We need to do this for us to be profitable. Someone needs to make sense of that data, and that is why financial analyst also is on the rise. We have supply chain and logistics specialists. Remember, these are also data analysts, people that analyze the data in these exact sectors and make sense of it. I hope your own job is on the left-hand side and not on the right-hand side. So if you are still on the right-hand side, it means that you need to move, right? So see my former job now, see compliance officers in the banking industry, then GRC and so on and so forth, compliance officers that we're playing in, see where they are, means that they are declining. They are going to decline. But if you transition to play it from the aspect of information security, definitely you are going to be on the rise. So if you've not made up your mind to move to all these jobs on the left-hand side, you need to be able to make sure and select the exact one that fits your own path. So like I mentioned, we have a lot of job that is going to improve. We have jobs like heavy truck and bus driver, we'll have advertising, architects and surveyors, and so on and so forth. That's also going to be on the rise. But all those jobs, do they meet the criteria that we've selected for you, which is ease of learning, ease of transitioning, and high rewarding salary? So it's one thing for a job to be on the rise. This job is going to be in demand in the next couple of years. It's not going to go out of vogue. Also, is it a job that is a career path that I can easily learn? Is this something that I can easily transition into? And is this something that is going to offer me high rewarding salaries? So we've done the job for you, and we've selected the aids that is going to be very, very critical with respect to ease of learning, ease of transitioning, and high rewarding salary. And that's number one, the business analyst. Number two, the data analyst. Number three, the data scientist. Number four, the data engineer. Number five, the cyber security analyst. Six, the agile project manager, also the scrum master. Number 7, the HR analyst. And number 8, the financial analyst. So just put in the chat box, which area do you want to transition through? Okay, so that I'll understand where we are all thinking, or whether someone is still going to choose product management, right? So just type in the chat box where you want to transition through. What's the career path that you're looking towards transitioning through? Okay, just in a couple of seconds, put it in the chat box so that I'll be sure that we are all here with me. Ademidun said data science. Chino said cybersecurity. Lillian, data analysis. Pavel, data science. NS, cybersecurity. Theodora, data science. Kelly, cybersecurity. Janet, 1 and 6, that means business analysis and agile project manager. Wow, you are greedy. You want to take all of them once. That's really nice. Okay. And wisdom, cybersecurity, Glenn, data analysis, business analysis, HR analysis, business analysis, data science. Fantastic, fantastic. I'm glad that we are all following till this very moment. It means that we know what we need to do. Okay? We all know what we need to do for us to land the job we are looking for. Number 1, the next step is, are you going to do it? All right. Now we know what we need to do. Next is, are you going to do it? Because I've also created a 6-step journey for you to get started with respect to this. So what are the practical steps for you to be able to land your job? The first one is identify your target role. And I'm happy that most of us on the call, we've been able to identify where we want to transition through. We've been able to say, okay, I want to be a data analyst. I want to be a data scientist. I want to be cybersecurity expert. I want to be a business analyst, and so on and so forth. So that means you've ticked your exact initial step. Number 2 is for you to educate yourself, for you to enroll with analytics and start learning to get the skills that will help you transition. Remember, like I mentioned initially, you have 2 people. One has a degree, one has the skill to show. And we all said we're going to go with the person that has the skill, right? But those places are you learning the skill that is requisite for the place you are transitioning through. All right. So number 2 thing you need to do is for you to be able to educate yourself, start learning to develop the skill and capacity in this exact choosing career pathway. So if you want to be a cybersecurity analyst, it simply means you need to start learning, starting with introduction to cybersecurity. If you want to be a data analyst, HR analyst, or so on and so forth, you need to start learning problem solving. How do I use different frameworks to solve a problem? And how you will be able to achieve all this is by enrolling with a learning partner, and that is where we also come in. We are here to make sure that you transition easily. Number 3 is gain project-based experience. Gain project-based experience. So how do you make up for the lack in your years of experience? How do you make up for all those lack? It is by working on project-based learning that will improve your own experience. Okay, so you do not have the years of experience physically, which means you need to build more on the project-based experience. And that is what Victoria, that I showed her initial portfolio, did. She was able to build a lot of project-based experience in different sectors within a couple of months. And that invariably qualifies her to play in those industries. So it's one thing for someone to be working, for example, you're working for a bank, you've been able to analyze data, so on and so forth, for a lot of years. And it's another thing for you to be able to, within a couple of months, consult for different companies, work on different data sets, and have the same knowledge that someone has been in that exact industry building. So you need to be able to gain project-based experience. And then the other part of this circle talks about your employability skills. Remember, I mentioned for you to land a job, you need 2 main ingredients: the technical skills and the employability skills. The first half, which is the first 3, talks about your technical skills. The other half talks about your employability skills. And that's starting with developing, building a tailored CV to your job requirements. People also struggle to land jobs because we have trivialized job application. Today, we'll just go to LinkedIn, You do easy apply, easy apply, easy apply. It is not the best approach. So you need to be able to tailor your CV to apply to all these jobs. If a job is saying, okay, we need someone that has Trello experience, but on your CV, you're putting Jira or you're putting Confluence, the ATS is going to sieve it out. But if you have Jira experience, if you have Confluence experience, you can comfortably use Trello because they are all the same tools. So you need to modify your CV to fit that exact job you are going for. And all these things we're also going to put you through. And of course, we have the networking aspect where if you join the call earlier, you notice that we did introduction. You notice that people joining from Canada, people joining from Nigeria, from Ghana, from South Africa, from US, and so many countries, right? And that is the beauty of community. There are instances where our students got a job and then she still got other offers. What she did was she asked the recruiter, can I refer other people to this role because I'm already taking? The recruiter said, of course, if the person has the exact skills that you also have. And she referred people from her exact cohorts in the same class. And the guy got the job. So these are the beauty that networking offers, beauty that learning and community like this also give to you. So make sure that you join the analytics community to interact with your contemporaries and be able to network as well. Then you also need number 6, which is mentorship. Mentorship. Some of us struggle to break into the tech industry because we lack mentors, right? If Looker comes out, you are learning. MongoDB will come out, you are learning. There's no structural learning. No one is telling you this is what is obtainable in the industry. This is what you need to do. This is why I struggled during my own time. So we make sure we also provide you with mentors that are going to help you transition. Someone is asking, I want to be a HR analyst. How do I transition? So I'm going to touch all those career paths one after the other and things that you need to know. I'll touch each and every one of them one after the other so that you will be able to say that this is what this is and now make your decision. So if you've not been able to select the career paths you want to move through, I'm going to touch all of them right now. Sorry about that. I'm going to touch all of them right now so that you will be able to say this is what you need to do. So the first is business analyst, right? Who exactly is a business analyst? So business analysts are people that serve as the bridge between the business stakeholders and the technical team, right? They are people that help to streamline processes, make sense of all those processes, and improve the customer journey experience in any of those processes. Okay, so this exact individual, sorry about that. This exact individual is going to be interacting with the non-technical stakeholders, the CEOs, the CFOs, the CCOs, all the C's you can think of, and the technical team, which is the developers, the analysts, and so on and so forth. And what are the key learning areas that you are going to be having with respect to business analysts? Let me leave the number 1, which is Excel, Power BI, and SQL. First of all, we'll walk you through process mapping. For instance, in those years in the banking industry, if you walk into the man trap door, you see a long queue of people trying to perform a transaction, right? So business analysts look at this exact process and try to map out the exact customer journey. So at the point that a customer enters the banking hall, what and what do they need to do? Before now, if you walk in, you queue up, you get to the teller point, you say what you want to do, they give you a form, you go back, write things inside the form, queue up again, and get to the teller point again and perform your transaction. But they revise these exact processes after they've reviewed it, business analysts, and said, we need to remove this, we need to remove that, we need to add this. Now, if you walk into any banking hall in Nigeria, first of all, either you see a shelf for forms, which means once you are walking in, you are seeing the shelf, you are picking the form, you are filling it, and you're performing the transaction. Or someone is at that exact door asking you, welcome to so Bank, what do you want to do? And they're giving you the form. And then you queue up, perform a transaction, and leave. So this is process mapping. They first of all identified all the touch points that exist with respect to a customer journey, and they now decide what do we need to do to make it better, right? What do we need to do to make it better? What do we need to do to streamline the exact process? So you understand this. We also walk you through project initiation planning, Agile and Scrum for projects. Remember, under project management, you have 2 basic arms, the waterfall and the agile methodology. Waterfall is like the traditional means of project management, while what agile is the modern means of project management. So we're going to walk you through all this. And of course, software development life cycle, requirements, fundamentals, elicitation, and stakeholder analysis and engagement. And of course, ChatGPT for business analysis. How do you leverage ChatGPT to also work as a business analyst? Then the initial one that I left out, Excel, Power BI, and SQL. We added it here so that you can comfortably also work as a business data analyst. So you're going to learn Excel for analysis, Power BI for analysis, and then SQL for analysis. Maybe not as in-depth as a data analyst will learn, but you are going to have an idea. It's now on your own self-development journey that you now improve on it. So we'll make sure that we walk you through Excel, Power BI, and SQL so that you can also perform business data analytical roles. So what are the tools that you're going to take out from as a business analyst? You learn Excel, you learn SQL, you learn Lucidchart, you learn .io, you learn ChatGPT, and of course, you learn Jira softwares. And the program is for 4 months, where you learn massively in the classroom for 2 months, every Saturday and Sunday. And then you intern with us, building and managing a web application project. Remember, everything that you're going to be learning, they are all case study-based learning. It means that if you're learning Excel, you're learning it with a case study, which means you can comfortably say that you were able to analyze the data for this company with Excel. So you have a project to show for it. If you are learning Power BI, you have a project to show for it. If you're learning process mapping, you are mapping out a process for a company. So each of these key learning areas, they are all project-based learning. And the class is on Saturdays, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. West African time, which is conducive for people in Europe and UK and Africa. And of course, in the evening, you have the 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. class, which is conducive for people in US and Canada. That should be around 10 a.m. Mountain time. Then on Sundays, you have also your classes 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. West African time, and then the evening class 8 p.m. to 11 p.m. West African time. Now, the next one is a data analyst. Who is a data analyst? Okay, so these are people that answer the question of what happened and why it happened. So if you're talking about data analysis, you're looking at descriptive analytics, which is what happened, and diagnostic analytics, which is why it happened. So if you can answer these exact 2 questions comfortably, you are a data analyst. And how do you do this? Is by, first of all, let me use the example of this call. We are around 120 people initially, and let's assume 100 people on the call joined from UK, 10 people from Africa, 10 from US and thereabouts. So this is the insight that a data analyst have been able to bring out. And then next thing he's going to do is, why did this happen? He's then going to look at this other data that analytics have, maybe the marketing data. And from it, he was able to decipher that analytics channeled their adverts or their marketing in UK. Maybe they spent 80% of their marketing budget in UK, and they spent 10% in Africa, 10% in US. So it's obviously showing, right? It means that you're going to get more people from UK, the other people from Africa, and the other rest from US. So you'll be able to answer the question of what happened. You have so and so demography on the call. Why did it happen? The analytics did their marketing more in this location and did their own and did the lesser marketing here. So with that, you can now be able to tell yourself, if you want to be stronger in this exact location, it means that we need to also push more marketing budget into that exact domain. So by virtue of that, we also improve visibility and get more people into these master classes. Okay, so what are the key learning areas that you as a data analyst will be taking out? Number 1 is problem solving. Remember, the beauty of analysis is for you to be able to solve a problem. Companies are not hiring you to come and build amazing visuals. Come and, mesmerize us with your color combination, your beautiful bar chart and pie chart, as the case may be. They want you to solve a problem, which means you need to learn problem solving. So as a data analyst, we'll walk you through the different concepts of problem solving, the CRISP-DM, the McKinsey models, and so on and so forth. And then after it, walk you through Excel. How do you use Excel to perform analysis? Starting with, how do you use functions, how do you use pivot table, how do you build dashboards using Excel. And from there, we'll now move you to SQL. If you work for a larger company, they may not be using spreadsheets to collect their data. They might be storing their own data in a database like Postgre. It means that you need to be able to learn how to query that exact database, bring out data, and then analyze it. Then, of course, we have Power BI and Tableau that's also going to help you with your own visualization to bring out insights. And that's because Excel has a limited number of rows. I think it should be 1,081. So because of that limited number of rows, what do you do when you have a larger data set? It means that you now have to use a tool that can accommodate that larger data set, that's Power BI or Tableau. So you use this also analyze data and bring out insights from it. And then we talk about data storytelling. How do you match your 2 points and tell a convincing story? If you're talking to your stakeholders in a management meeting, how do you speak? We'll walk you through this exact thing. And of course, ChatGPT for analytics and then Microsoft Fabrics for analytics. The learning timeline for data analysis is for 4 months. You are going to learn immersively in the classroom for 3 months, and you will intern with us for 1 month. Then on Sundays, you get, on Saturdays, the classes is 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. West African time. The evening class is 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. West African time. And then on Sundays, you get a short bite videos, all right? So these are short bite video, watch me do it videos, that's what we call it, that will introduce you to a concept, okay? So on Saturday, you have your live classes. On Sundays, you get a 10 to 15 minutes video that you're going to watch within the week and then come back on Saturday to now have a live class on what you had. So it's a two-way learning to make sure that you can easily grab all these things. The tools they're going to be learning is, of course, problem solving, Excel, SQL, Tableau, Power BI, Microsoft Fabrics, and then ChatGPT for data analysts. Then we have the data scientists. These are the people that tell the future. So I prefer to call them the future tellers, right? Remember, a data analyst answered the question of what happened and why it happened, okay? So you as a scientist, you're not going to be answering question of what will happen, and that is predictive analysis. Predictive analysis. So we are going to be learning key areas with respect to statistics. You're going to be learning forecasting and predictive analysis, which means if a data analyst is using Excel to learn data analysis, you are using Excel to learn forecasting and predictive analytics. How do you use Excel to perform some of these tasks? And then you're going to learn Tableau and, of course, SQL, respect where you have a larger data set that you need to also analyze. Of course, if you're somebody that loves coding, it is very, very important for you to also be in this exact side course. You are going to be learning the Python programming, okay? Python programming, how do you leverage Python to learn the basic syntax, the data types, the functions, and the modules? How do you use it to perform analysis? And of course, exploratory data analysis, machine learning, where you learn supervised learning and unsupervised learning, computer vision, where you learn image processing and object detection. You're going to write codes so that once you see this face, you're going to recognize, oh, this is Chukwuemeka. And then, of course, you're going to learn GitHub version control, ChatGPT Copilot, and of course, Microsoft Fabrics for analytics. And your learning timeline is also for 4 months. You learn it massively for 3 months and then intern with us for 1 month. So when I speak about internship, it's also a prolonged phase for you to work on other projects so that you also be able to speak with respect to things that you've worked on and have a lot of things for you to add to your own portfolio. The learning timeline is 4 months. Okay, I've mentioned this. And then the classes holds every Saturday, live classes in the morning, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. West African time. And then in the evening, 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. West African time. On Sundays, you also get the short bite video, which we call Watch Me Do It video, for you to learn other concepts that you're going to practice in the class. You're going to be learning statistics, Excel, SQL, Tableau, Python, Microsoft Fabric, GitHub, and of course, ChatGPT. Then we also have the data engineers. Who are these guys? These are people that build the architecture that every other person is working with. So I prefer to call them the plumbers that work in construction company. Okay, so the way we have plumbers that connect water system, sink, shower, and everything to the septic tank, That's how the data engineer connects different data points, different architecture into this exact place. And what are you going to be learning? First of all, you're going to be learning Introduction to Data Engineering. Introduction to Data Engineering, where you're going to be learning the data architecture, you're going to be learning the data lifecycle management, because you need to be able to understand all these things. And then you also learn SQL. How do you build a database? How do you put data inside the database? Remember, the analysts and scientists, the data analysts and scientists, they are working with SQL to spool data and analyze. You as the engineer, you are working with SQL to build databases and be able to put data inside it. So these are the two different ways all departments are using the exact tools. So you're going to be learning Python programming, and of course, you're going to be learning Linux operating system. You will learn how do you build custom ETL pipelines. Remember, when we talk about ETL, that is extraction, transformation, and loading. Extract, transform, and load. For example, you want to be able to analyze the data from Twitter. You can use the API from Twitter, connect it to your Jupyter Notebook, perform your transformation in that Jupyter Notebook, and load your data in Postgre. So Postgre is a database rather. So once you do this, the analyst can now be able to work with the data that you've been able to scrape from all these several places and load into that exact database. And you have the Apache Spark and the Apache Airflow. If you want to be able to automate your report that you want by 9 p.m. each day, you want to send this report to the CEO, you use all these tools to make sure that it happens. You're also going to be learning the AWS Cloud engineering about how you utilize Amazon Web Services to deploy, to manage, and of course, to scale your data. So after that, you also learn your GitHub, your version control GitHub, and of course, ChatGPT Copilot. The learning timeline for data engineering is for 5 months. You learn massively in the classroom for 3 months, and then have an internship experience for 2 months. So your classes hold every Saturday, 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. Every Saturday, 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. Right? And then on Sundays, you get a short bite video that is self-paced for you to watch and prepare for the next classes. I hope we are still following. Please, if you have any question, write it down. Okay, once I'm done with explaining all these things, we are going to jump right into taking your questions. All right. So we also have the financial analyst. I'm going to explain these two together: the financial analyst and the HR analyst. Okay. So the financial analyst is someone that makes sense of the company's financial data, while the HR analyst is someone that makes sense of the people data. Okay, so you want to be able to tell your company that this is what we need to do respect our financials for us to be profitable, or you want to be able to tell your companies this is what we need to do for the people for us to retain everyone in the company. You don't want to be performing exit interview. You want to be performing stay interviews. How do you do all these things? So just like a data analyst, the financial guys and the HR guys, they're going to learn problem solving, Excel, Power BI, and SQL. So these 4 essential tools that a data analyst is learning, you're going to be learning it with them. Then why the data analyst is going deeper into data analysis, you as a financial person is now streamlining yourself and learning accounting fundamentals and financial analysis. How do you build financial models that are linked together? You also learn valuation, sensitivity and scenario analysis, and of course, ChatGPT for analysis. And then a HR person, why others are transition, why the data analyst is going deeper into data analysis, why the financial analyst is going deeper into accounting fundamentals. You are now streamlining yourself to learning HR analytics and performance evaluation. Okay, you want to do appraisals in your company do not have maybe HRS platform. How do you use Excel to build your models to appraise people? So you're going to be learning all these. You're going to be learning the HR metrics and life cycle. How do you prepare your HR analysis and dashboarding, collaboration and report automation, and of course, building your case and creating action. Because as an HR, you need to be able to speak to the top management and present your proposals to them. So for these exact classes, it holds also every 4 months. You learn immersively in the classroom for 3 months, and then you have your internship experience for 1 month. So the classes holds every Saturdays, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. West African time, and then evening time, you have 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. And then on Sundays, you have the self-paced watch me do it video that's going to introduce you into deeper concepts. So you're also going to be learning tools like problem solving, Excel, Power BI, SQL, financial analysis, and ChatGPT. That's for the financial guys. For the HR guys, you're going to be learning problem solving, Excel, Power BI, SQL, people analysis, and then ChatGPT. I hope the person that had question about HR analysis that have been able to do justice to that. Okay, and now we have the people that we call the no-code tech area. Yesterday, someone asked me, Chukwemeka, I want to transition into the tech field, but I don't want to do anything that is mathematics related. I just laughed. I don't want to do anything that is analysis related. So this area is for those kind of people, the agile project managers. Okay, and who are they? So these are people that serve as facilitators and as coach and as leaders to the agile team. And what they do is to make sure that every project that we are going to be doing is following the agile methodology, the Scrum principles. Okay, so he ensures that the team is together and they solve problems that come up. And what are your key learning areas? You're going to, of course, learn introduction to project management. And then you learn everything that pertains to project management, the skills and communication aspects. And then you learn foundations of Agile and Scrum. How do you leverage the Scrum frameworks to build a product? You're going to understand the Scrum framework, and then we'll talk about the Scrum artifacts. How do you perform your increments, your sprints, and product backlog? For example, your company wants to build a new mobile app. What are the necessary things that they need for that mobile app to get started? Okay, that's what we call the product backlog. You can identify that, okay, we need to build the login page. Inside the login page, we need username, we need password, if we need to forget password. So these are things that needs to be built on that exact app. You are identifying it, remember. You are identifying all these things and putting it in your product backlog. And then you can pick any of them. For example, you can pick, let's pick username, you push it to sprint, and maybe your company is going to practice a 2-week sprint. It means for that exact 2 weeks, we are working on the username side. So the engineers, the software guys, the devs, they are building it. Yours is to identify what needs to be done, identify the acceptable criteria. For example, what do we need to see to say that building username? Okay, what do we need to see to say that we are done building password? Does it need to be 8 lengths, or does it need to be alphanumeric, and so on and so forth? So you identify the acceptable criteria and be able to tell the devs what needs to be done. So this is just like simple. I like using jollof rice to give this example, right? You want to cook jollof rice. What are the different things that you need for you to be able to cook jollof rice? Right? You have your rice, you have your oil, you have your onion, you have your pepper, you have your salt, you have your water, and so on and so forth. And then when you now put your water, that is like you pushing the water into sprint, cook it for 2 minutes, and then you are bringing the rice, adding it, cooking it for 2 minutes. That is exactly how product backlog works. You are pushing your username to sprint, they are working on it. You are pushing your password to sprint, they are working on it, and so on and so forth. And then you also identify the advanced Scrum and Agile practices, the end-to-end project. How do you use Jira and Confluence for your own project management? Because these are tools that you're going to be learning. So definitely you learn how to leverage Jira for tracking your projects. How do you build reports? How do you perform your analysis and reporting using the velocity charts, the burn up or the burn down chart to know if your team is underperforming or if they are overperforming? Of course, you also learn the Kanban boards for workflow management. You also learn leadership and reward application. And of course, it's going to prepare you for your professional Scrum Master examination. So everything you learn from the Scrum Master program is going to prepare you to also write your PSM examination. The learning timeline for APM is for 4 months, where you also learn massively in the classroom for 3 months, and then you intern for 1 month, working on real-world projects, building platforms with software developers, devs, business analysts, and so on and so forth. The class is on Saturdays, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m., and then on Sundays, 2 p.m. to 5 p.m., or in West African time. Okay, and then we'll have the people that protects everyone. Remember, everyone is working with data, and someone needs to be able to protect the digital assets of the company. That is where the cybersecurity analysts come in. So there are people that protects the digital assets, the systems and networks that everyone is learning. And your key learning area is around foundations of computing and networking, which means we are going to walk you through what is computer, what is CPU, what is mouse, and then we'll talk to you about what is IP, how do you identify a public IP, how do you know all these things, before we now bring you into introduction to cybersecurity. Okay, so why we do this is to give you soft landing into all this area. So remember, all the projects, all the courses that we offer, they are all beginner friendly, which means for each and every one of them, you are going to be starting from the basic to the experts. So if you know little of that area and you join it, the beginner stage will be as a revision course for you. But we start from the basic, climb to the intermediate, and bring you to the experts. So you learn the information security principles, was the CIA triad, that's confidentiality, integrity, and of course, availability, which is the pillar that everything cybersecurity is built under. You also learn offensive and defensive cybersecurity, learn your cryptography basics, your cyber threats and attack vectors. You learn network security, endpoint security, web and application security, cloud security, incident response and forensic, and cybersecurity policies and compliance. So what this means is that by the time you are done with cybersecurity, you can decide to be a network security engineer, you can decide to be an endpoint security engineer, you can decide to be an application security engineer or a class security engineer. And you can also decide to be a GRC professional that just formulates policies, if you have knowledge of ISO standards, and then of course NDPA and GDPR if you are in the end of the European countries. Your learning timeline for cybersecurity is for 4 months, where you learn it massively in the classroom for 3 months, and you also intern with us for 1 month. So the class holds every Saturday, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. West African time, and then the evening class, 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. West African time. On Sundays, you get your Watch Me Do It videos. So you're going to be learning tools like the VMware, the Wireshark, Linux, Zap, Bob Suite. How do you leverage Cisco Packet Tracer to also build your network security? So these are things that you are going to be learning in the class. So all this area, for example, you are a data analyst, it doesn't streamline you to say that you are going to just be a data analyst. You can perform roles that are related to business intelligence analyst, to market analyst, logistic analyst, procurement analyst, and so on and so forth. As a data scientist, you can work as a machine learning engineer, can work as a big data analyst, can work as a market research analyst, and of course, as a computer vision engineer. And the same thing with other courses. So what this simply means is that it opens you up to other career paths. It doesn't streamline you to one area. As a cybersecurity person, like I mentioned, you can work as a SOC analyst, that's security operations center analyst. You can work as information security analyst, as a network security engineer, as a penetration tester, and so on and so forth. As an agile or PM Scrum Master, you can work as a Scrum Master, you can work as an agile coach, as a technical Scrum Master, as an agile delivery manager, and so on and so forth. So even the same thing with financial analytics and HR analytics, it doesn't streamline into one place. It opens you up. As a financial analyst, can work as a credit analyst, treasury analyst, investment analyst, portfolio analyst, and pricing analyst, and so on and so forth. So please make sure that you fill the form, the attendance form, so that you can get this slide by the end of the session, okay? It's very, very important. So what separates you from the competition? Remember, I mentioned you have the technical skills and the employability skills that you need to have. What separates you from the competition outside there? Because everyone can have all these things. Everyone can learn all these things. What are you going to do, or what are we going to do to also separate us from the competition? So we have what we call the 3-layered employability services approach. Number one is that we also walk you through CV review sessions. How do you build your CVs? Because you need to be able to be applying to jobs, and you need to be able to match your exact CV to the jobs that you are applying to, right? And we're going to give you templates, of course, but that template is not sufficient for all the jobs that you are going to apply. You cannot use one exact CV to apply to multiple roles, which means for any job application you want to do, you need to be able to tailor it down to that job that you are applying to. And that's what our CV review sessions take care of. We'll walk you through everything you need to know and things that will help you to land all those roles. We also have the LinkedIn optimization session. If you want to be on your own and recruiters are going to reach out to you, then this session is definitely for you. So if a recruiter have never reached out to you through LinkedIn, it means that something is definitely wrong with your LinkedIn page, right? So we also walk you through how do you optimize all these things to make yourself visible, starting with our consistency challenge. Immediately you are joining of our program, we are talking to you about the consistency challenge, which means if you are learning one, you are posting it that one. If you're learning two, you are posting it. If you're learning three, you are posting it. And right there, people are going to notice, oh, Chukwemeka is learning a new thing. That means he's trying to transition. And that is also how recruiters are going to notice you. And then by the 45th day, we are making a video, posting on your page, talking about things that you've been able to do. Because companies are also looking for people that can speak. So you need to be able to also post videos of yourself speaking about all these things, your journey so far, to help you land all those roles. Once you've been able to build your LinkedIn like that, you will definitely get reached out to. We also have the Upwork optimization session where if you want to play in the contractual phase, you want to be in Nigeria and you're working for a company in Spain, contractual wise, working for a company in US, want to be in UK, working for a company in Canada, Upwork sessions are for you. And these are ways that people also get to work fully. I know someone asked me initially, how do they get remote jobs? So these are places where you can also play it for you to be able to land these roles. And of course, we have number 4, which is how do you navigate the job market? What we do here is also bring in expert recruiters across the globe to come in and speak to people on the current trends in the market and then tell them what they need to do respect to market. And then we also talk to you about the hidden job markets, because it's not just LinkedIn, Indeed, Glassdoor, Remote.co that exist. There are several other job sites that also exist that you will also be brought into. And then we'll have the job and interview prep session. Everything that you've learned, if you get a job interview, you can book a job interview prep demo with us. And what it means is that you're going to have a panel asking you questions, preparing you for that exact interview. You're going to be walked through the STAR and SEAT framework. STAR, STAR, and SEAT, SEAT framework. How do you use STAR framework to answer situation-based questions? For instance, someone is asking you, hi, Chukwemeka, can you walk me through a time that you've been able to help a company improve their process? First thing I'm going to tell you is that STAR stands for situation, task, achievement, and result. So using this exact framework is going to fit into what I'm going to say. I can comfortably speak, okay, hi, recruiter, why I was consulting with analytics, that is that situation. I was able to work for this exact company called XYZ, and we're able to improve their process by first of all identifying their touch points, their customer journey. And we assessed all this journey and we're able to say, okay, this exact one is time consuming and it's not relevant to their exact journey. We removed it. And I used draw.io for me to be able to process map all those touch points. And in the end, we're able to improve the customer journey between 30 minutes. I brought it down to 5 minutes. So when you speak to a recruiter like this, you've answered the exact question using the situation, the task that you carried out, the achievements, and the results it gave to the company. And of course, because you are consulting with us, we're also available to provide you recommendation and reference letters. So at any point that you got a job and they ask for a recommendation letter, we are available to make sure that we provide all those things to you. We also have our weekly mentorship sessions where we bring in even past students to talk to you on how they were able to navigate their own time. We also bring in experts in the industry to come to class and talk to you on how they were also able to be where they were at that time. We have on-the-job support where when you get a job, we are also available to support you 1 month into that job till you can find your fitting. And then that brings us to now number 3, which is level 3, our promise to you. When you follow all this approach, the technical skill phase, the employability skill phase, we promise you, guarantee you 1 job interview after completing your training with us. And it's because of all these several steps that we've identified that is going to ensure that you get to this exact level 3. So how are you going to learn, right? How are you going to learn. So we have an LMS platform that you can easily leverage for you to be able to learn. Okay, let me go to the LMS platform, which is Tenalytics.io. So you will be learning, okay, something is wrong with my network. You'll be learning massively using this platform and also using the Google Classroom. Okay, what this simply means is that you will leverage this platform to learn. So once you join, you are going to be onboarded on the LMS platform. And this is where some of your videos will also be uploaded. All right. So once I go to the dashboard, it's going to bring me to the classroom where you will have access to all your courses. So the learning is structured in a way that you will have live classes where you have live interaction with your teacher. And sorry about that. And then the recording of that exact classes will be uploaded to this platform for you to watch that recording if you missed a class, right? And also, you will have access to those Watch Me Do It videos from this exact platform. So it's a hybrid learning model that even if you missed a class, the recording of the class will be uploaded to your classroom that you can comfortably watch the video, ask questions in your WhatsApp groups, ask questions in this classroom itself, and you will be answered definitely. So all this is to make sure that you are able to land those exact roles that you need. Okay, so you're going to be using this to learn, and then you're also going to be using the Google Classroom to have your live classes. Fantastic. I hope we are still following. Okay, so all this always seem impossible until it is done. So if you started with me initially, I was able to show you a couple of people that got their own job after training with us, and this is possible. So before we are done, I'm going to play one video of one of the past students so that we can hear it. But please ensure you fill the attendance so that you can have access to the slide. You can watch as much videos as you want and be able to understand the aspects and everything that we are speaking about. So these are all also other success stories. Biola was able to transition as an accountant to become a data analyst. Olubemi was a banker, and he also transitioned to become a business data analyst. Michael transitioned to become a sales engineer, and Muideen is currently working with BBS in UK, and that's after he also transitioned with us. So there are other success stories. So please ensure you fill the attendance to get started. Like I mentioned, the next cohort is starting 3rd of August 2024, and that is next week. And by virtue of you being here, I promised you a discount, all right? So the program is $750, okay? But we have a 20% discount for you, which means you get to pay $600. And also in pound, it is £625, which means you get to pay £500 discounted. Or in euros, the full pricing is 730, but you get to pay 580 euros. And then in Canadian dollar, it is 1,125, but you get to pay 900 Canadian dollars. You can decide to make this payment instrumentally, which means you can make your first payment to reserve your spot. Okay, so what this means is that the discount is not for everyone. It's for the first 20 people to register for this program, for this exact program, right? And for you to reserve this, you can get it by you paying the first payment, and then 1 month into that exact program, you can make your subsequent payment, which means instead of paying $600, now you can decide to pay $400 at the moment, and then 1 month into the program, you get to pay $200 more. Okay, and then for the pounds, you pay $350 to secure your spot. Then 1 month into the program, you pay the other £150. Same thing with the euros, 400 euros. 1 month, you pay 180, and same thing for the Canadian dollars. I know you're already asking, oh, how do I make the payments in your local currency? Fantastic. That is why you have the option to pay in LCY. So LCY is your local currency. And I'm going to walk us through how we can make these payments. Okay. So with the link that my colleague is going to drop in the chat box, once you click on it, it's going to bring you to the Tenalytics enrollment page. Right? It will bring you to the Tenalytics enrollment page. On that exact page, you are going to see all the courses that we offer. What you simply have to do is to scroll to the point for the course that you want to take. Okay, so this is Tenalytics Enrollment Center. What I need to do at this point is to scroll down I'm going to say, welcome to these sites. Welcome to the enrollment center. This is all the programs that we offer. This is the pricing, and this is it. So for people in Nigeria, you get to see that the cost is 1.2 million, but you get to pay 960, which means you can do instrumental payment of 700, 260, and so on and so forth. So no matter your country, the site picks your exact location and gives you the pricing. Okay. So for instance, if I want to register for the cybersecurity course, what I simply have to do is to scroll down. You see all the different courses there. I'll simply click on cybersecurity. So once I click on cybersecurity, it's going to bring me to the checkout option. It's going to bring me to this exact point where what I need to do at this point is to put my details and then check out the payments. It's still loading. My network is not really favorable today, but it's still loading. Okay, it's coming up. Fantastic, fantastic. So once you are on that exact place, fill the amount you want to pay, click on proceed, and it's going to bring it up for you. Remember, you can make the first instrumental payment, you can make the second instrumental payment. So like I mentioned, the site picks your geolocation. I think I need to switch up my network at this point. This one is it's really not giving what I need. All right, 1 second, please. Okay. Okay, it's going to come up right now. 1 second, 1 second. All right, fantastic. So what I need to do is the site picks your geolocation. And once it picks that exact geolocation, it gives you the pricing in the currency of that exact place that you are in. It's still loading. If you're in the UK, can you pay in Naira? I'm going to take all those questions. Okay, this is not coming up. Just 1 second, please. 1 second, so I'll be sure on what is going on. Okay. Okay, 1 second. All right, I have to find out what is going on at the moment. Okay, I need to find out what is going on. But once you click on that exact main stack link, it's going to bring out option for you to put the amount you want to pay. If you're in Nigeria, it's going to give it to you in NGN. If you're in UK, it's going to give it to you in pounds. If you're in US, it's going to give it to you in US dollars. If you're in Canada, it's going to give you the option to pay in Canadian dollars. All right. So that is the best way for you to make payments. I'm sure my colleagues, they're already dropping the links for you to also make the account numbers for you to make payments also. So if you want to use the account number option, it's also available for you. So you can see the option for it to also make the transfers. And once you are done making that exact transfer, what you now need to do is to go back to that exact enrollment page and click on upload your receipt. So if you come back to this exact page, you click on upload your receipt, which I'm just showing us right now. Upload your receipt. And at this point, once you click on it, you follow the prompt and someone is going to reach out to you and tell you, hi, Chukwuemeka, welcome on board. Okay, so these are things that we've done to make sure that we get you fully started into the tech ecosystem. Remember, the discount is not for everyone. It's for the first 20 people to secure their spot. And what happens after sessions like this is that we'll have maybe more than 100 people, and then instantly the 20 is filled. So I advise you to take advantage of this time and secure your own spot. Like I mentioned, it's not for everyone. And there is even more for people that get to secure this exact spot, and that is Amdari. So Amdari is also a company that we have partnership with. They offer more project-based learning, right? So if you are able to secure a spot, you automatically have a 1 month access to Amdari once you are done training with us. So it means that if you are done learning with us, you have tons and tons of case study-based learning, project-based learning for you to work on Amdari's platform and be able to build more evidence of what you've learned. Remember, the tech ecosystem is technical skill and competency. And how you show evidence of technical skill is by building your portfolio. So these are things that we've made sure to give you, and that is definitely going to help you land your first job in this tech ecosystem. So I don't know if at this point anyone has any question for me. You can use the raise hand icon and I'm going to definitely pick you to speak to us. I'll ask you to unmute, and you are going to speak directly to us. Or if you don't want to speak to us, you can drop your question in the chat box, and I'm also going to pick it up from there. Okay, so if you have a question, this is your time. Use the raise hand icon. Sorry about that. Use the raise hand icon and raise your hand, and I'm going to ask you to unmute to speak to us. If you want to drop it in the chat box, you can drop it in the chat box, and I'm going to pick it from there and make sure we also hear what you answer that question fully. So is anybody raising their hand for a question? Is anybody raising their hand for a question? I can't see any hand raised. That means everyone understood what I was saying. Fantastic. Remember, you can also drop your question in the chat box if you do not want to raise your hand. You can drop your question in the chat box, and I am definitely going to pick it up from there. Right, while we are waiting for this, I know I promised us one video, so let me quickly play the video of one person so that we'll understand fully how Hikmat was able to transition. So let me play Hikmat's video so we understand how she was able to transition. Okay, I didn't select to share the volume. All right, so quickly I'm going to share my screen to make sure I'm sharing the volume as well. The sound rather.
Still keeps it intuitive and
Hi everyone, my name is Hikmat, and I was with the March cohort in Tenalytics, and joining Tenalytics has been the best decision so far. You know, for me, someone coming from a background of full housewife, because I had to stay back home to look after my child for 4 years, and then wanting to break into something new, wanting to go back into the workforce, you know, wanting to place myself in the society for better job opportunities. So it was a lot. And then I'm glad that Tenalytics came along, and then they presented me with so many opportunities right in front of me, better opportunities. And then I'm glad I took it. And then also the advice of do not sell yourself short, that Effie is always saying, it is very, very valid, because place yourself right, you know, don't sell yourself short. It's a very, very, very valid advice. You know, in Tenalytics, they will hold your hands like a child, you know, through the modules. You have the opportunity to go back and study. You have the opportunity to go back and practice. You have the opportunity to ask questions. You know, you have people you can always go back to, even outside of class hours. It's the most amazing experience so far, really. And then another thing is the interview prep, guys. That is another very important thing. I did my interview prep with Mr. Mohammed, and it is the best decision ever, because it was like he saw into the future. He knew what was going to be asked, and I'm glad that I wrote down all the things he mentioned. I went back to practice, and then when it was time for the interview, it was like everything he mentioned, it was just they kept on. And then when I was answering those questions, I was so confident, you know, because I already practiced. I did an Excel test, I did a math test, and then they were really impressed. And another thing is, guys, it may not come as fast as you expect. Definitely you are going to get some no's, and then you may begin to think you're not good enough. You are good enough, yes. The no's will come, but always take it as a basis for learning and development, because after every interview where I got a no, I always make sure I get a personal feedback. So I work on those feedbacks for my next interviews, and yes, it worked. It really worked for me, because I got my first job 3 months into the program, my first job. But I couldn't take up the job because I was a student, and I was only eligible to work 20 hours. So I couldn't take up the job. 3 months later, I got 2 jobs with full visa sponsorship. And guys, all the other no's before the 2 jobs prepared me for the yeses I got. So yes, the no's will come, but do not give up, because you always have Tenalytics to go back to. They are the best and the best thing that's ever happened to me. And then yes, and they are the most affordable one I've come across so far. And that's a very good advantage. So yeah, Tenalytics for the win.
And welcome back to this U.S. Open office plan.
Miller just
All right, fantastic, fantastic. I hope we heard what Hikmat had to say, how she was able to transition from being a stay-at-home mom. I always love how she speaks about herself. She's, not apologetic about who she is. She always say, I'm a stay-at-home mom, and I'm able to transition into landing a job. So 2 months into her own tech learning, she got an offer, but she was not able to take it because she was still a student in UK as at then because of the limitations in working hours. And then 1 month after she finished training with us, she got 2 extra offers, and she now had to make the decision of the company she wants to work with. And of course, the one she chose is the one that offered her a full sponsored visa. So these are the things, these are ways that you can easily get it. And if someone asked, can I get a sponsored visa? It's also by applying to all these jobs. So the NHS is one of our highest employer of our past students. And also you too can be part of this exact ecosystem. I don't know if at this point anyone's hand is up and wants me to take their question. Great presentation. Okay. First time I tried to really did so bad, but I can't afford the fee. Oh, BB. BB, our fee has actually been the same since this year, right? It's always been that exact $750, which is $600 discounted. And it may be the economy of the country that you're presently in that might make it look that overly, the pricing might be showing in your own country, right? If you are in US, if you've been following us since the beginning of the year, it's always been $600. But if the conversion in your own country is not favorable, it's most likely the economy of your country that is affecting the conversions, right? And it's not even the actual conversion, just spec that's 960. If we float it fully, I think at the moment, dollar to naira should be close to 980 or there about 180 K. So it's just spec that's 960 at the moment. And what I always tell people is to take advantage, right? When I transitioned into tech, the truth is I paid roughly 35,000, right? People that transitioned early this year, around April, with us, they paid roughly around 450,000, right? So you are paying 960. And the truth is that if things continue on this exact trajectory, nobody is seeing the end of how the economy is at the moment. So I always advise people, take advantage of the timing right now, get into the industry, and within a couple of months, it's going to be the best thing, the best decision you've ever made. I always use myself as an example. A civil engineer going to site Monday to Sunday, I got tired of it. Transitioned into banking, going to work Monday to Friday, I got tired of it. Transitioned into tech industry, and I can now comfortably work from my house and work today. I can be in Ghana, tomorrow I'll be in Kenya because I have that leverage. The only thing I just need to do is just move my laptop, move my tablet, anywhere I am, just set up and work. Okay, Analytics technically, we are in Canada, which means we have staff scattered across the globe. We have people working for us from UK, we have people working from Canada, we have people working from Nigeria, and several countries in Africa. And that is the beauty that the tech ecosystem always offers to people. So the best moments, the best time to get into the industry, it's always right now, because tomorrow it might be a little bit too late. Okay, I don't know if there's any hand raised at this moment, and the person would love me to answer that question. Hi, Obina. I've asked you to unmute. You have the floor. Go ahead, please. Hi, Obina. I've asked you to unmute. Please go ahead.
Can you hear me?
Yes, loud and clear. Please go ahead.
Okay, thanks a lot. Good evening from here.
Yeah, good evening.
I'm speaking from UK.
All right, fantastic. It's nice to have you on the call, Obina.
Yeah. So now I want to find out about DevOps, because actually I discussed with a female some time ago, but what I've now enrolled, because I'm still in my dissertation at the moment, so I'm kind of busy at the moment. Once I'm done, I will key up immediately. So, but right now, I had a question of going outside security, but somebody that came up with the DevOps, I said, okay, that I will not make a decision until I hear from Analytics and ask them about the DevOps, the kind of the career of DevOps and cybersecurity, which are more lucrative, because it was trying to let me know that cybersecurity is complex. It has a lot of things, everyday attack. But the DevOps is just straightforward. So I'm not really more in detail. I want to ask from the experts to give me more details on it.
All right.
Thank you.
Fantastic question. Okay. So I understand you're asking about DevOps engineering and cybersecurity differences, but okay. So when you talk about DevOps, right, is a vast ecosystem. You have the software developers, you have the engineer guys that work with respect to data engineering. Okay. But for the courses we offer here, I think the one that is closer to what you're looking for is data engineering and cybersecurity. So for data engineering, like I mentioned before, now you are going to be working with respect to building several data architecture that other people are going to be using on their day-to-day basics. Okay, so if you can see my screen, the one in purple, that's data engineering. So you're going to be learning SQL, Python, Linux, and of course, Apache Spark and the rest, and leverage on it. How do you build databases? How do you put data in your databases? How do you understand Linux operating system? How do you scrape data from the website or from several data sources and put in that exact database? And how do you also leverage Amazon Web Services for your data journey? So these are things you are going to be learning as a data engineer. Is it lucrative? 100%. It is lucrative. And also for the cybersecurity side, you are definitely going to be learning how do you protect the entire system from cyber attacks. Is it lucrative also? 100%. So it's now down to the one that fits maybe to your initial career path that you've been moving to, or the one that speaks better to you. For example, as a cybersecurity person, you may have to read, you need to understand, and you need to also be able to use tools to defend your exact company. So you're going to be using tools like the VMware, the Wireshark to perform analysis and block out threats. Okay. And for data engineering, you will be doing coding. Okay. So data engineering has elements of coding in it, fully elements. But for cybersecurity, you can leverage tools that is already built for you to defend attacks. I don't know if these two make sense to you right now. So it now depends on the one that you think speaks more to you and the one that you can easily fit into. But with respect to return on investment, remember, like I mentioned before now, we've selected courses that offer 3 basic things, which is ease of learning, ease of transitioning, and of course, high rewarding salary. So whether you transition as a data engineer or as a cybersecurity analyst, you will definitely be in the industry to make the money of it. I don't know if that makes sense to you now, Obinna.
Yeah. All
right. Fantastic. So I'll be seeing you in class come next week, right? Because you mentioned you are waiting to finish your dissertation, and that means you've known about us before now. It means you know that.
Yes. I'm finishing by September, so definitely it's a lot of I'm into science, so a lot of issues on my head, my practicals and all that. So once I'm done with that, I think it's a nice move.
Okay, fantastic. But I also advise that you think of also joining right now. And what we also do is we allow people to register and then defer their starting date, which means you can register to start in August, but you can say you want to start in September or so on and so forth, right? So it means that you are purchasing at this exact price at a future date. So because the economy is moving the way it is moving, this is always the best advice we give to people, to secure it at this exact price, and then they can now defer it till they want to start. I don't know if that makes sense to you and something that I want to also leverage, Obinna.
Yeah.
All right, thank you. I'm going to check if there's another hand. Okay, no hand is raised. If you want to speak to me and ask questions directly, please, you can raise your hand and I will take it up from there. Right now, let me look at the chat box and see if there's a question. Okay, Detector is asking, is there a stipulated time for this course? And if yes, what if circumstances come up and you're not able to finish? Okay, so I believe someone have answered it, but I also give my 2 cents to respect to it. So the class starts 3rd of August. All right, it starts 3rd of August. And within that starting date, you have opportunity to defer that, okay, you can't continue at the moment because of these circumstances. And that is 2 weeks phase, which means by the middle of August, if you want to defer, you should be able to deferring. All right, you should be able to defer and say, okay, I can't continue because of this circumstance. But after that, maybe after 1 month into the program, it may be hard for you to now say you want to defer, or because of this or because of that. Because for instance, if you enroll in a school and then 1 month you didn't come to school, first term has finished, and you want to come back. If you come back, you're definitely going to join where the term is, right? So you're going to join where the term is correct. Maybe you come back second term, you can continue with their second term. But what we always do is that, remember, the sessions are recorded, which means even if you miss a class, you have lifetime access to all those recordings. So detectors can always rewatch the recordings of that exact class, and then can now ask us constructive questions from the place you're having challenge. Maybe you missed a class, maybe in SQL, doing how do you connect to different data sources, and you watched it, you didn't understand. You can ask your facilitator a constructive question like, okay, hi, Chukwemeka, I was trying to connect to this exact data source and it wasn't working. How do I go about it? Definitely someone is going to put you through. But if you come and say, okay, hi, Chukwemeka, I didn't understand this, I don't understand that, it's not a constructive question. So we need to have a way to gauge that you've watched the videos and you do understand, and then we're now coming in to help you. I don't know if that makes sense to you, detectors. Okay, Victor is asking, does the certificate affected with any university? Hi, Victor. I believe you didn't start this session with us, because if you started this session with us, you definitely understand what I mentioned. COC, that's an acronym in tech that stands for competence over certification. Okay, competence over certification. In the tech industry, if you are going for a data analytical role, nobody's going to ask you, Victor, do you have IBM certification? Victor, do you have Google certification? Victor, do you have some audio certification? Nobody's going to ask you that. What you're going to be assessed with is, what is your skill level with Excel? How do you leverage Power BI? How do you leverage SQL? How do you use Tableau? Depending on the exact course you are going for, it's 100% skill-based ecosystem. Okay, you will also be given a certificate of learning with this in the end. 100% you'll be given a certificate, but all those certificates is to also show that you've gotten this. No recruiter is going to say, hi, Victor, I'm hiring you because you have this certification in this exact data analytics. It's going to be fully on. Hi, Victor, we're hiring you because you've shown competence in SQL or you've shown competence in Power BI. So you get certificates. It's not affiliated with any university, but that is not really what matters in the tech ecosystem. Okay, I really joined in late. Please, can you show the prices again? Okay, that should be from Charlie. How long is the program going to last? What are the programs like and the different prices? Can you paste it in the screen? Okay, Victor, I believe you really joined in late. So this is the pricing. The pricing is $600 for discounted for you. Okay, so the full, if you look at the left-hand side, you see the full amount, but we have a discount at the moment. And that's $600 for you, £500 for you, 580 euros for you, or 900 Canadian dollars. If you are in Nigeria and making payments in Naira, it's now 960,000 discounted for you. The full pricing is 1.2 million. Okay, I don't know if that makes sense to you, Charlie. How long is the program last? So depending on the program you want to take, it lasts for 4 months. Data analysis, business analysis, financial analytics, HR analytics, cybersecurity, agile project manager, they are all 4 months program. You learn for 3 months immersively in the classroom every weekend, and then you do internship for 1 month. The only difference is data engineering that you learn for 5 months. Okay, you learn in the classroom immersively for 3 months, and you have a 2 months internship experience. I don't know if that makes sense to you now, Charles. Okay, fantastic. And also, please make sure you fill the attendance form so they can get the record and be able to go through it. Can we do more than 2 installments? Yeah, Mayokuni can. So what I advise anyone that wants to leverage more than 2 installments is to please send an email to finance@analytics.org and tell them, okay, hi team, I would love to make my payments 3 times, making $200 first, $200 second, $200 third, and they're going to tell you whether it is possible. Okay, I always tell people to do it right now so that by tomorrow, by tonight, you're going to be getting a response so that you don't miss out on the discounted pricing. So send email to finance@tenalytics.org, and someone is going to respond to you on the instrumental structure that's possible. They are the financial analytics analysts, rather. They're in the best position to tell us. Okay. Would the 960 come with a laptop? Hi, Oluwafemi. I believe you've not really priced a laptop at the moment right now, because if you price a laptop right now, a MacBook M2 is over $1 million. So I really do not understand this exact question. What's the breakdown of the fee? So the fee is fully for your learning time with us. That takes the cognizance of your technical learning and your employability skills learning, which means you are getting the technical aspect, learning all the tools that you need, and you're also getting the employability service of CV review, LinkedIn optimization, Upwork optimization, how you navigate the markets, also the ability to book interview prep sessions with us, and also, of course, you get mentors and on-the-job support if you get a job. That is the full breakdown of the payment. It doesn't come with a laptop, all right? A laptop at the moment is way above even the fees that the courses go for. I hope that makes sense to you, Oluwafemi. Okay, I think I've been able to answer all the questions. How do you know if you are among the first 20 people? Okay, so the enrollment page will tell you this. If you want to make payments, it's going to show you discounted amounts for you to pay. At the point that it's not showing you, maybe you want to pay in dollars and I see $600. If you enter and I see $750, it means the first 20 is already filled. So that's why I always advise people, it's automated. Do your own lock down that pricing with maybe first instrumental payments, and then it can now continue. Okay, within next month to make the other payments, and so on and so forth. So once the 20 is filled, you will not be able to see that discounted amount on the main stack page anymore. You'll be seeing the full amount. I hope that makes sense to you, detectors. Okay, I think I've answered all the questions that I have. I think I've answered all the questions for this. Funlola, thank you for the presentation. We look forward to the slides. Oh, okay, you said Koinonia is up. Please pray for us, Funlola. Okay, so my question is, what if you have a skill already and you don't know how to apply for a job? Thank you for that question, Wisdom. We always receive this. Before now, we take people for CV review sessions, we take them for all those other sessions, and not the skill base. And what we notice is that people lie, right? Someone is going to tell you, I have this skill. I just want to come and do the employment stuff. I just want to come and do the internship with us. And then at the point of internship, you notice that this exact person do not have that skill. So they now expect you to come and teach them all those skills over and over again. And you agree with me with Wisdom that it is not a wise thing for us to do as a company. So in later months, we are still thinking towards possibility of having all those aspects of bringing you in through the CV review of employability services, and then the pricing would be different. But for now, the service we offer is fully packed, right? It's one match together that will make sure that we're giving you the skill, because that's the only thing that will give us the assurance that 1 month after your training, you are going to land a job. If we bring someone from the middle and then we can't really speak honestly that 1 month after it, they're going to land a job. But if we've given you the skill, the experience, the project-based learning, walk you through the employability services, the CV review, the interview prep, you will definitely land a job. And that's why for now, it is a merged product that we are selling. Hope that makes sense to you, Wisdom. Could you walk us through again on how to make the payment, and is there any direct contacts to reach you? Fantastic, detectors too. The slide definitely has the numbers for you to reach. You're going to see you can call Sheyi, the Canadian number. You can call Lydia in the Canadian number. You can call Aimoa in the WhatsApp Nigerian number. And then you can also message our Canadian WhatsApp line, and they will definitely reach out to you, and then you guys can have conversation. Can I go through the payments again? So let me see. Once you click on the main stack link, it's going to bring, okay, something is not right. Something is not right. I'm going to walk this through our devs to see what is going on at the moment, okay? If you enter the enrollment center, you scroll down, let's assume I want to go for data analytics. If I click on data analytics, it's going to bring up this page for me. So what I need to do at this point is to put my details, right? What I need to do is to put my details. Okay, it's still not coming up. So I'll look at this immediately after the call to make sure that it's fully regularized. But once it comes up, you see the option to put the amount you are going to pay. It will pick the location of where you are. If you're in Nigeria, you're going to see the pricing in NGN. If you're in Canada, you see the pricing in CAD. If you're in US, you see it in US dollars, and so on and so forth, right? So once you put it, just follow the prompt. Put it at the last option. You're going to see either want to make the payments using your card, or if you want to make the payments using transfer option. So if you select the transfer, it will bring out an account number for you to make transfer to, and then go to your bank account to make the transfer, and you will instantly be welcomed on board. So, okay, I'm glad my colleague have also sent you the numbers to call for your complaint. On my case, my sponsor is in Nigeria, but I'm in the UK. Okay, I think this is a direct message from me. For me, so, okay. Well, on my case, my sponsor is in Nigeria, but I'm in the UK. Fantastic. So what you can do is there is an account number that my colleague have dropped. Okay, so they can also use that exact details to make payments. And then your sponsor can also be the one to open the Menstack link and make payments for you. You simply have to put that this payment is meant for Owolabi Morayo. Okay, so the person has to simply state this payment is meant for Owolabi or Morayo. So there's an option for you to put who the payment is meant for, and then the email of that, and then we'll follow up with that. I have a question that's from Mirabel. Mirabel, please kindly use the raise hand icon so that I'll identify where you are and be able to ask you to unmute. Okay. Okay, I think you've typed USD 600, why the card is 12. Why the difference on that? Okay, USD is 600 USD and the card is 900 Canadian dollars. Okay, I think you are comparing the discounted for dollars and the full amount for Canadian dollar. Okay, so the card is 900 discounted and USD is 600 discounted. I hope that makes sense to you. Can we negotiate a slightly more flexible plan? Say 3 equals installments. Yeah, it's honestly possible like that. So just send an email to finance@analytics.org that my colleague just dropped. Once you send an email, tell them, hi guys, I would love to structure my own payments to be 3 times, make $200 in between and $200 in the end. And they are going to tell you whether it is possible. We have different fields that the financial analysts, so they will tell you if it is possible. And I advise you send that email tonight, because I believe that the way they also work is also not have too much exposure with respect to several instrumental payments. So they take the first people that send the email to them saying, okay, I want to make my payments in installments. Once their own exact threshold, their risk appetite is fully filled, you may not be able to. So Olaide, make sure you send that email tonight so that they will be able to, give you feedback instantly. All right. So we are working Canadian company. So even if you send it by 12 midnight, someone is definitely going to respond to you. Okay. I don't know if there's any other question. I've answered all the one in the chat box. Let me check if anyone's hand is up. Mirabel, your hand is up. I've asked you to unmute, but I believe it's respect to the Canadian and dollars issue that we just answered also. If not that, you have the floor to speak to us, Mirabel. Any question from anyone? Because we are already rounding up. Okay, like I mentioned, remember this option is not for...
I'm okay, sorry. I'm okay with the explanations now.
All right, thank you. So
this
I'll see
Mirabel,
you,
thank you.
Right? Okay, so continuing. So these are also success stories that we've gotten. So if you look closely, I'm going to see this email, someone sending, my name is this, I was in this class, I'm about to get this job. I am done with the interviews and now they requested for reference. And I want to notify you that I'm giving out your email respect to the reference I need. Okay. And after that, we got this. We prepared the reference letter for her and sent. And next, in 2 days' time, we also got, that should be around June 2024. You got, hi, good morning. I wanted to update you about the reference you assisted me with. I got an offer from them on Friday and I agreed to it. Thank you very much for all the support you provided at Analytics. So this can also be you. Okay. Once you get any job, the request for reference letter, recommendation letter, we are available to make that happen. And then if you get a job, not if, definitely you get a job. Okay. These are all success stories of people in the past. You have people like Ini Akpabio. Ini is currently the CEO of a tech company after joining Analytics. And what happened? In this case, is very, very amazing because this is the success story. This is what he posted after it, right? He went for a managerial interview, but after the session, he was asked if he can be the CEO. So his own is that he already has an amount of experience. He has over 10 years of experience in the industry, right? But he's not been able to put everything he's done together. So when he joined our classes, he got the skill-based learning, and then he also got the main stack-based learning. So what this simply means is that he got the employability-based learning, employability skills rather, right? So when in his own testimonial, he said the employability skill is what stood out for him because that's what drove him to come in here. So if you look between the lines that I marked here, he said, though I have been in the IT industry for more than a decade, and I have done so many projects and training that should have catapulted me above where I was today, I didn't know how to structure myself, that is, optimize my CV for better opportunities. Even with my family and friends around me, I still could not show them my worth. And so they could not really help. Need I say Analytics are wonders workers? Though the goal was not to become a CEO, I landed it after the employing team saw my CV and interviewed. Same stuff I've been doing all the while without results. Now the results came just like that. I couldn't have done it without Analytics. So this can also be, I know Wisdom, you asked a question relating to if you can just get the CV side. They are all a full package there. So people like Ini has the experience already. He still joined the program, got the training, but what stood out for him was the employability skills. And this can also be you. So please, once you get the slide, you can go through it. You can see tons and tons of success stories of people that have secured job, and you can be able to understand that it is possible for you to do this. So these are all success stories. You can also go to our YouTube channel, type Analytics, and you also see tons and tons of people there as well. These are still more testimonial of people that have received job. So please make sure that you fill the attendance form so they can have access to this slide. Okay, remember, the discount is not for everyone. It's for the first 20 people to get into the tech and to make their exact payments. All right. Once that is filled, the discount is off. The best thing for you to do is to leverage it now and be able to get right into it. Hi, Elijah, please, can you drop the finance email once more? I think Owolabi just messaged me directly that she wants it. Please, Elijah, please drop the finance@analytics.org. Hi, Owolabi, please confirm that you have seen it. So, like I've mentioned, our achievement stands for itself. Just go to YouTube. You are going to see all the people that are speaking. Go to LinkedIn. You are going to see people that are talking about us. All right. So we have helped more than 2,000 people transition from the classroom to landing their first job. And you can see where our participants work. They work in amazing places. Our people working in First Bank, Procter & Gamble, that's P&G, United Capital. These people in Nigeria have also been working with NHS. One people working with post office, one people working with Uber and eBay, as the case may be. And we've had several impacts in the country, right? Where we've had the hackathons, people winning money after having several data analysis. And then we've also helped people during the International Women's Day, where we did a 50% discount. Okay, so these are also the impacts that we've had and what Business Day, Nairametrics and Punch, what they had to say about us. So are you ready to gain this premium skill? Because the best time to learn is yesterday. The next best time is today. So on behalf of the founder, Adeza Suleiman, who is also a technology expert with more than a decade experience helping people transition, and also the co-founder, Efemina Ipro, that is also a technology expert that help people transition to the exact field. I say a very big thank you for being with us till this very moment. So please ensure that you enroll for these courses, because we have power-packed program, power-packed skill to give to you. If you still have any question after this, please, you can call us on any of the numbers that we have shared. You can message our WhatsApp number and someone will definitely be there to reach out to you. I believe we have done justice to all this. So in the absence of any other thing, thank you so much, guys, and I can't wait to see each and every one of you in class come August 3rd. Remember, you also have the opportunity to defer, which means you can secure a spot right now and defer for 1 month. Instead of starting in August, you get to start in September. And by doing that, you've purchased a course right now, but you'll start in the future. Thank you, guys, right now. This is me saying goodbye and cheers. See you in class come this Saturday. Bye, guys, and see you.